Hi everyone and welcome back to our channel. Today we are tackling a fundamental and powerful topic. What are human rights? Human rights are central to our understanding of justice, equality and dignity. And in this video we'll explore what human rights are, their origins and why they matter. So let's get into it. Human rights are the basic rights and freedoms that belong to every person, simply because they are human. These rights are meant to protect individuals from abuses and ensure that everyone can live with dignity, equality, and freedom. So let's break down the concept of human rights, their historical background, and their significance in today's world. Human rights are universal, meaning they apply to all people regardless of nationality, ethnicity, gender, religion, or any other status. These rights are inherent to all human beings and are not granted by any authority, but are recognized as essential for a just society. Human rights are inalienable, which means they cannot be taken away or surrendered. They are intrinsic to every person and are meant to be protected under all circumstances. Human rights encompass a wide range of fundamental freedoms and protections. And these include the right to life, freedom of speech, the right to a fair trial, freedom from torture, and the right to education, among others. The idea of human rights can be traced back to ancient civilizations. Philosophers like Aristotle and legal codes such as the Code of Hammurabi touched on principles of justice and fairness. In the 13th century, the Magna Carta established the principle that everyone, including the king, was subject to the law. During the Enlightenment, thinkers like John Locke and Jean-Jacques Rousseau further developed ideas about individual rights and the social contract. The modern concept of human rights was significantly shaped by the aftermath of World War II. In 1948, the United Nations adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a milestone document that set out fundamental human rights to be universally protected. Adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1948, the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, or UDHR, outlines a broad range of rights and freedoms, including the right to life, liberty and security, as well as the right to participate in government and access to education. The UDHR is supplemented by two major international treaties: the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the ICCPR, and the International Covenant on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights, the ICESCR. These covenants expand on the rights outlined in the UDHR and set legal standards for their implementation. Various regions have their own human rights instruments, such as, for example, the European Convention on Human Rights and the American Convention on Human Rights. These agreements provide additional protections and mechanisms for addressing human rights violations. Civil and political rights protect individuals from abuses by the state and ensure participation in public life. And they include the right to freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, the right to a fair trial, and the right to vote. Economic, social, and cultural rights ensure access to basic needs and opportunities. They include the right to work, the right to education, the right to health care, and the right to an adequate standard of living. And collective rights pertain to groups rather than individuals. They include the right to self-determination, the right to development, and the rights of indigenous people. Human rights are essential for protecting the dignity of every person. They provide a framework for individuals to live free from oppression, discrimination, and abuse by ensuring that all individuals are treated fairly and have access to justice. Human rights help to build more equitable and just societies. Human rights create global standards that countries are encouraged to uphold. They serve as a common reference point for assessing and addressing violations and promoting international cooperation. Knowing and asserting one's human rights empowers individuals to advocate for themselves and for others. It fosters a culture of respect and accountability. One of the biggest challenges with human rights is enforcement. While international treaties and declarations set standards, ensuring that these rights are upheld can be difficult, especially in regions with limited resources or especially oppressive regimes. There can be debates about how human rights are interpreted and applied in different cultural contexts. But balancing universal rights with respect for cultural diversity is indeed an ongoing challenge. Political and economic interests can sometimes hinder the protection and the promotion of human rights. And addressing these challenges requires global solidarity and a commitment to justice. So in summary, human rights are fundamental principles that protect the dignity, freedom, and equality of every person. They have evolved over centuries and are enshrined in key documents and agreements. Despite challenges, human rights remain a crucial aspect of building a just and equitable world. And that wraps up our exploration of human rights. And if you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content on important global topics. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below with any questions or reflections or topics that you would like to hear about. So thanks for watching and see you in the next video. One is right here in the end screen.